Ready? Some catches. Catch it down.
And a one, and a two, and a...
Take off the glasses.
And a one, and a two, and a... And a one, and a two, and a...
Alright, so back with another episode of Just a Vibe. And we're here with the one and only Nova.
Nova Sumi.
Nova Sumi, man himself. So today we're just going to focus on Nova, his career path, how things going for him so far, how he's looking at the future, and then we'll find out more about him. So,
of course.
So Nova, you just give you a little background on yourself.
Boy, there's so much to say. Started out producing music. That's the first thing I started doing when I was in St. Martin.
Oh, you got St. Martin?
Yeah.
Because for damn self. I got St. Martin too.
So I started out producing in St. Martin. That was like 2012. 2011. That was like Form 4, Form 5.
Oh, so I don't know which school. 2012?
Man, trying to make me feel old now.
No, not bro.
We were talking about him, I've been farm on him 10 years.
Yeah, I know hit farmer for St. Martin. Yeah, so the producing.
Yeah, so I started producing hip hop and dancehall actually. And most of the producers in St. Martin and Grenada would tell you they start out doing hip hop and dancehall.
True, that's what artists too.
Of course. So we started out producing hip hop and dancehall. That's back then when Chowder was dancing. So I don't know if y'all remember there was
Chowder.
Teen Titans.
Well, I never see
I was young on the scene. Like I never had a phone until like Farm 3, bro. Like what? I never had a phone until like Farm 3.
Right. So Chowder and I went to school. Akeem, Deanie, Kenson, all those guys used to be in a dance group thing, and I used to try to do the music production thing.
Oh,
that's beautiful.
So that was the main influence that got you into producing?
No. A lot of artists around wanted beats, and most of us used to just pirate beats.
So, but how you get equipment though?
No, producing started with just a laptop, bro. No keyboard or nothing. I mean, after that.
Laptop and a software?
Yeah, taught myself music theory and everything after that, self-taught after that. But just started producing. I mean, the beats everything suck.
I mean, we have to start somewhere, try and error.
All the productions being suck, but in hindsight, we started off really young doing that.
And that's what you wanted to do?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do initially, but then the more you learn, the more you realize, the more you need to learn before you start doing what you want to do. And a lot of us in the industry, we focus on the hype and forget about learning the business and learning and understanding music and music production. So I had to learn that I need to learn more and then stop what I'm doing to go and learn more to continue what I'm doing. If it makes sense. But it will make sense.
I understand what you're saying.
It will make sense going forward. So I started doing music production. And then I don't know if y'all know about the Skinny Fabulous next big thing with new stars. New boys.
I've seen some insights on that, like randomly you might be on Facebook
on TV.
On
TV?
No,
Skinny Fabulous had this. Yeah, I think it was on TV today. Had this little thing where
like a series thing, finding like the next big talent.
Bro, honestly, I gotta tell you, one thing I could watch is SVG channel at that time.
You be on social media scrolling, especially Facebook, right? And you might see someone share this post from 2012, 2011, and so on. And you see, cause that's how I end up get to see like an old video with Skinny Fabulous talking about himself, his plans and so on, man. So yeah, I also saw a clip of like that, so that series as well.
Yeah, so I actually went on the next big thing and sucked terribly.
I mean, the experience.
Yeah, of course. But
sometimes you go in something and you go with a general idea of winning. You go in with like you could learn from this.
Yeah.
Exposure to.
I'm never shy away from learning. Even if I'm not sure what I'm doing, I still go through the process to learn. But so fast forward now, actually from high school, I graduated and decided I didn't want to do college.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to go college, go college. It was just your
decision. Your what about parents?
Yeah, parents.
No, to be honest, from Form 3, I started hustling. So I was actually sending myself school from Form 3. Actually put myself through safety and all that.
Yeah, things been like rough, like.
Of course, man. My mother used to work for KFC and okay, let me not say anything about the brand because I'm not on my platform, but my mother used to work for KFC and that didn't go well at all. So you couldn't really depend. I didn't want to depend
on your mother,
on my mom because of that, and my father was never in the picture.
Oh, okay. I understand.
So I decided I wanted to do business, and that's where actually I linked up early with who did I link up early with, boy? I think it's Gallonier. before he changed his name to Galaxy by far. Gallanier who sang Big Stick and all them other songs.
Big Stick. Himself.
What?
You didn't know that?
I never knew the person name who sang it. But I hear a song name ages.
Yeah.
You still in no one.
He have like 10 hits.
Yeah.
Galaxy have like 10 hits. Yeah. All them thing they man, he a real nice ragga soca. Galaxy before he started, he was a producer
What was the previous
as
name?
well. It was Gallanier.
Gallanier.
Yeah, and that's when he bring out most of the hits before he changed to Galaxy by Far is when he started on the radio. But way before radio, way before the DJing thing, he was Gallanier, the producer and the artist. So I actually started learning from Gallanier, Junior Sullivan, and I don't know if y'all know about the little studio in Middle Street by Jerry. Yeah.
Junior Sullivan taught me in grammar school.
Junior Sullivan teach half of the music industry in St. Vincent. Even if it's not in school, in the studio or on the streets, Junior Sullivan, everybody could tell you they've been bought to Junior Sullivan.
Very cool dude though, very cool.
Yeah, knowledgeable.
2 and 3 I think. Or from 1 and 2 and yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I actually jumping now and actually started focusing on doing soca. Started trying to produce soca. Then yeah, on Hunter Flow, of course.
Hunter Flow. Yeah.
He do a lot of songs for Siko, Ozari.
Now Hunter production. Hunter
Flow production, same person. Yeah, big producer. He did.
Big producer.
He did the stationary rhythm with Dimes and Pixel, Mozart, and then he did a part 2 in Grenada. So yeah, Hunter Flow was actually still doing dancehall. And yeah. And I introduced him to Mozart.
Right.
And yeah, I could fact check all of this. All of this. I introduced him to Mozart and he started producing for Mozart. And Mozart told him to do soca.
So how you made the connection with Mozart?
Or
just like, Vinci kind of smart, so you might just randomly meet somebody.
Vinci kind of smart, Vinci is smart.
I actually, one thing I was good at without knowing I was good at it from back then, I was good at speaking and I'm still good at speaking and I'm good at networking without knowing I was networking back then. So anybody who had any little thing that had any peak of my interest, I would say,
you reach out.
Let me talk to them and just see whatever. And it so happened that my cousin, he used to do Tintin, he said he knew Mozart, and I said, yo, I have a brother in here who really good. They should link up. And I got his number and I exchanged their numbers. And from there, Hunter start trajectory upwards towards soca and do a lot of
Hunter they ban boys almost every
we're talking about Lava Man.
Yeah, he depend almost everybody he has some part for playing it.
Yeah, so if he's not producing neither, he's engineering. So he makes some mastering.
And he go see logo below.
Yeah, or he'll be writing.
So how you get into say you did producing, was the first thing you did first?
And then switched from it was dancehall and hip hop.
Dancehall, hip hop.
How long did it take before you switched to soca? That's already one.
From 2012 to I think it's 2016, it was still Kev. I don't know if y'all remember Kev as well.
Kev. Who Kev?
Kev, we used to do that is a small thing and right. So Kev and I used to work on a lot of hip hop. Like he used to rap. Like he used to rap. And he had recently signed to Creative Entertainment, which is doesnt. I call him a bunch of names and a bunch of things. So but when people watch, people go remember.
I love the insights. People can watch this and like know exactly who you're talking about.
I might know, but them so I could just leave a comment and say, definitely know some of these people.
So Kev had signed to Creative Entertainment with Jem and Daniel Vera. And doesnt invite me to come to Creative Entertainment. That is when Captain John now started producing before he did.
Yeah, I know Captain John is a big.
Yeah,
Captain
big producer.
Captain John now started producing before he had any big hits. Now start producing. So I actually went there, and they had told me, yo, if you want to get a little forward quicker, especially in the Caribbean, that you should start focusing on soca heavily.
Yeah, I think soca is really our thing. In terms of the smaller islands, when I say like the Simmons, St. Lucia.
I still think it's a terrible idea, a terrible advice though.
For what? Just do soca alone?
Yeah. I rather creatives do whatever creatives can.
Feel like that is true.
But I feel like
that is true, but the thing is we compared to the only scene we have dancehall, like I say, is Jamaica and Trinidad. It's
Recently,
big in terms of.
recently,
And then we have Byron, which
and you know, this man called Sing Kids and
yeah, we have a dancer scene as well, no? Just me.
But we forgetting now that we are the age of the internet where your location don't matter anymore.
That is true.
You
Yeah.
feel me?
That it just take one pose of papa.
Yeah, and if most of the artists that stick to doing their genre back then to now, we probably have big artists now because they would have enough content for the age of the internet.
Yeah.
I wish I had the opportunity to have the age of the internet when I started producing because all them tutorials I see online and all them things. In 2012 and 2013,
Yeah, but you boys right now you can help though because there's a you also a radio personality.
radio personality, businessman, clothing designer.
So radio now, how you getting to become a radio personality then?
I just been want to do it.
You just want to do it?
Yeah, I wake up one day and I say, yo, this radio thing look real.
You have to change your voice. You have to like change. Your radio voice and then your.
As you say,
I think it's a
over voice.
It's just a project voice.
It's a production voice.
Yeah.
And I just most of the things you see me get into is part of I wanted to do it and also wanted to learn the industry before. I wanted to learn the industry before I actually put myself back in it. That's what I meant by learning before I learn.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's what I meant by I need to learn before I start learning again.
Yeah.
So I say, all right, I need to understand radio. Let me get into radio, be a part of the radio station, be a part of the radio community so I could understand how it works, how you end up on radio, how you get to interview, how your songs play when it's sung, like with the DJ saying, with the radio personality saying, with the production manager saying. I wanted to learn all that, so I got into it. But also, I wanted to learn the business.
Right.
But I needed to learn business in general. Not just music business, but business in general, so I could understand what business is and then apply it to music business.
Right.
So that's why I get into doing management because I started doing management really young. 2018, I was managing Echelon Restaurant. And then I moved from Echelon Restaurant and I went to Club Envy nightclub. Yeah. And I managed Envy nightclub for the entire year.
Yeah, that's 2019.
2019, yeah. Right before COVID and in COVID and volcano.
Yeah,
and
because it was like 2020, early 2020 when COVID and volcano came. Yeah.
So COVID was 2020. 2021 was the volcano.
Yeah. So I started managing so I could learn business, so I could know what are the do's and the don'ts of business itself.
Like that, there's awareness that okay, you ain't fully know everything yet, but you're willing to still learn. Understand perfect way to do it.
You never stop learning.
Never.
And if you stop learning, you then.
Facts. You learn every single day.
Yeah.
Even if it's something simple, you learn every day.
So with the radio personality, there's something you still have going on, or like you're on to another part again?
I put it on break now because I decided to jump into some more business, but mainly I jump into more business to get more funds to put towards the dream. And a lot of us don't talk about how much money it takes.
Boy, well, we find out that right now. We find out doing this here because this is basically, we are basically like personalities as well. Just we're not on the radio. This is just podcast. So and for the funding part. For buying the equipment, the camera, set up all
editing. There's even if somebody on the team editing, there's a cost for editing.
Yeah.
So there's a time. Like, what was the experience like being a radio personality?
Yo, when I know.
But it still is.
Well, yeah, I still have the edge of some break.
It's on hold currently. Yeah.
So boy, I had a lot to learn. I'm like, yo, I watch it. I'm like, yo, that's simple. It's just. Talk on the mic, play some music, hype up some people, have some conversations.
So there's like a script?
No, there's never a script.
So you just have to just go in there. What's the process like?
Why I didn't understand is that I had to keep talking and had ideas for 4 hours.
4 hours.
In hindsight, 4 hours sound little, but bro, when you have to remember that you can't curse because you're on radio.
Yeah.
You have to mind what you say because you don't want to eat the radio station get soup. So you can't say anything. It can have you on your feet and on your toes for the entire 4 hours, and that's where the exhaustion kind of came in. Because now I know I have to be like, yo, remember I can't cuss, remember I can't respond. Like somebody might disrespect you on the radio.
Yeah.
And you can't respond and disrespect.
Very professional.
Yeah, you have to be professional. And if you're not focused, it might slip up. You feel me? And that is where mentally,
you ever slip up?
No, never slipped up. No. I build my reputation too much to
Yeah, make
to
it
slip
go
up.
downhill just because of...
No, I mean, okay, like a little, it might be a bad word to say,
I mean,
but
you
like...
got thoughts in your mind, but like, you got to follow on to like mask
Yeah,
it.
never said anything wrong
Yeah,
either.
Okay. Because, you know, like certain words, they aren't generally bad words, but it's like, shit. You can't see them things.
That's what I tell you. I was exhausted because I was making sure I stay focused for the entire 4 hours. And then I was live as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was live on Extreme Radio in the morning with Icon.
Yeah.
Icon and DJ Lano. And then when I went to Boom, I was live in the morning with DJ Shady.
Oh, okay.
And I was doing the first segment from 6 to 10.
Okay.
And from 6 to 10 is when everybody want to hear talk. They don't want to hear no music.
Yo, honestly, like...
That's 6 to 10 as well. In the 6 to 10 in the evening?
Morning.
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 Yeah, everybody,
The
they
first
want to hear
shift.
talk.
The first shift, the morning radio, like where Too Cool Chris
Yeah, it's just talking. We just want to hear be talking.
That's probably the only segment I'll get to hear the radio. When you're going to town in the early morning.
Of course, everybody play that.
Everyone, like, they won't even be playing like general music in there.
They just want to hear what they have to say.
Everybody hearing all the news and whatnot.
Yeah, we have to play music for like 2 minutes and then back into talking again. You have to squeeze 20 songs in that 2 minutes, back to talking again.
This created any opportunities for you?
Yeah, yes and no, because before I joined radio, I already had started building my brand. So I have Meanwear.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which my clothing did photo shoot.
So mean?
Yeah. So I sold 2,000 shirts in a week.
2,000 shirts in a week?
Yeah, and you could fact check all of this because it's not me alone involved in whatever we're doing. Caravan Jams, big up to Caravan Jams.
So what was the promoting behind that, like, before, you know?
There was no promotion.
So just drop
So if you go to my phone right now, right, it has 7,000 contacts.
So you was using what?
Yeah, I just post my WhatsApp and say, yo, shorts out.
A lot of contacts, boy.
I was going to ask about this now. Which is social media on one side and radio on the other side. And like, which do you think is more influential in terms of promoting?
It's according to what you want to promote.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
actually like, if I want to promote this hat,
Yeah.
I can't go on the radio and promote this hat.
Yeah, because not seeing the hats.
You need to see it.
Yeah. People want to see it. People want to wear it. Might want to feel it. They want to envision themselves with it. So according to what you want to promote.
No, but okay. I know what you're saying, but let's put it to music tone.
Yeah, like young artists.
We are still driven
If
like
it's in this day and age now,
yeah.
social media.
and I know my radio virgin thing vex with me, but
Social
I
media.
go with social media.
Social
I'm gonna
media.
skip radio.
I feel like a lot.
Radio is interview, yes, but fighting to have my song play every day on the radio station.
Why is that deal now? Because we had Casper. I mean, if you watch the interview, Casper.
I ain't watch the whole thing, but I saw something.
Yeah, it was a big thing in terms of him saying the radio men them, the DJs them on the radio not playing the local artists and so.
I can't blame them. You know why? And my music brethren do fight me them too. But they have so much for the man to play. And I'm talking from experience. Sorry, I'm talking from experience of standing up and watching a DJ play music.
Yeah.
I sing soca music, and my DJ might forget to play it, and then realize, oh shit.
Like you forgot to put him on.
Yeah, look me right there talking with the man on mornings. But then when we end the show, we'll be like, and I'm trying to squeeze in twice song real quick. So I think the artists just need to brand themselves and make people remember them. And I think your music will get played. So you have to focus on working on good music and stop working on just saying, yo, DJ have to play because it's local. I don't have to play because it's local.
So you don't think it's like there's this
fight down?
Yeah, there's some bias between, okay, everybody had a friend in the industry.
No.
You don't feel so?
No, because if everybody had a friend, my songs would have been playing all over. And sometimes my songs would play all over, and I'm being honest.
Okay.
And Heavy Hand, Bones, Viper, that's from Hot 97.
So you're saying like in tournaments, like
I know all them people, but my song don't play heavy. And we friends.
True.
So you're saying like in the tournaments and like how hard you work behind the scenes to like get your music out there
Yeah,
on the platform.
how hard you work behind perfecting your craft itself, that song. Because like every year we had a different hit from I quote new artists. Half of them is not new artists who've been recording for years but just get a breakthrough.
That you just hearing about.
Just hearing about. So we're talking about Dynamite. Dynamite was doing reggae. Yeah.
And I think he gone back to reggae.
Yeah. Well, I have a soca production coming with him too.
Okay.
He brought out some too. He should come on the show too. Dynamite.
Yeah, Dynamite forward.
I'll shout you, bro. Come to on the show.
But we had a hit for like, since Dynamite got that hit, we had a hit constantly for every year.
Yeah.
We have Brave, we have In the Water.
In the Water,
And
we have Fimba.
We have Fimba, Mind Your Funky Business. That was way before. But I don't know if you all know Fimba also did Steel Bottom.
How that's one go?
We drinking Steel Bottom.
Oh yeah,
It's like
yeah.
a old kind of
It's an old
character
school
vibes.
again.
Yeah.
And
Old
then,
character vibes.
Well, I know about Fimba through
From
the
Funky Business.
Funky Business.
Yeah, well, Fimba was making hits way before again, man. And that is the kind of history that you have to also learn and understand. That half of the artists who we think is new,
They ain't new.
they ain't new.
It's same like trend, but we don't have we have young artists compared to other islands
A lot.
because we're
Not Grenada. Well,
Don't check, we might not know them because we
no what I basing it on for like Trinidad. I also Teja a young artist, but Teja like 27 bro.
But no, Teja was producing and writing as part of a
Yeah.
production
Yeah,
team for
for-
System 32.
Yeah, he wrote for like Destra and different artists.
Yeah, so if you look at any record that said written and produced by System 32,
Teja.
there's Teja and another guy, and that was like years ago before Teja started singing.
Yeah.
And then Teja is the one who wrote the Kes Savannah Grass. Mm-hmm. So all of that, Teja was writing hits for Patrice Roberts, Kes,
Yeah.
all them day way before Teja come out now and sing his own song.
So, how do you choose which music you play on radio?
It's just according to the vibe, man. Feel me? Like, big up Shady, cousin by the way. Shady would play music according to what I talk about on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? According to what I talk about, you would play the type of soca, the type of dancehall. Yeah, he just find ways to do it, but it's all up to the DJ, man. What's his good quality?
Okay then. So the problem is that with the radio personality doesn't really pick the songs in.
No.
It's a DJ.
Yeah.
None the radio, unless the radio personality is the DJ, like Viper.
Like Viper.
Yeah, you could pick your own music. But me, I could say, yo, Shady, play this one song here for me now. Yeah. And it will be, alright, cool, when we come back in.
Okay.
Or after the segment, because we don't play dancehall already, so we can't go back to dancehall. Or we don't play soca already, so we can't go back to soca.
My thing is, right, we've been talking about it, and especially in Stevenson, you see, okay, dancehall and hip-hop won't get pushed as much as soca. Like, what do you think needs to change in order for that to be this way? Or you think, like you told me earlier, the artist should just, steady attack what they dream of, steady attack, what they want, and then hopefully something will work out.
But the problem is there's not enough dancehall music to keep.
That is true, yeah. There's not enough.
And that's what my experience been on the radio.
Because
There's not enough dancehall music.
I think it's because, people steady change from this genre to the other. Okay, most of these artists start out singing dancehall, and then the dancehall thing work out for like a good 2 years, and they get changed to soca. And when they change to soca, you might have someone else come in the dancehall scene, and the same process can just go over and over.
Dying pain the
Yeah,
bills.
so for the whole dancehall scene to change and hip hop scene to change, is the dancehall artists need to make more music first.
So there's need to put out a bigger.
Yeah, because if we say we're going to do our segment of strictly Vincy dancehall, we won't make it.
You're right.
We can't play our, because remember we playing verse chorus or chorus verse chorus. Next June we can't play the entire song.
Yeah.
So by the time we don't do 20 verse chorus, that ain't even an hour.
So it's just a matter of consistency.
Yeah, just consistently pour dancehall, even if people are listening to it heavily.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
but then again-
you constantly pour it out, but then it costs money for do that too.
I just was going to tell you about the cost of the
And then,
Most of our producers and most of our artists are producers now,
yeah, most of them, but then you have to watch like, okay,
Access to
the mixing
studio,
and mastering.
time, mix and mastering.
Most of us are engineers too. Swiss.
Well,
Yeah, no,
we know Swiss.
Swiss does, well, he don't produce, but he would record, engineer his songs, write his songs, put them out himself.
And
Well, yeah, that's it.
Spielberg, one of the biggest
Spielberg,
dancehall, one of the biggest dancehall artists in my opinion, in Vincy as well.
Yeah, and Vince can produce for people like Alkaline.
But he also have some good dancehall songs.
Yeah, some of that.
Like, I don't want to say trap music, but in a sense of like drill music from Spielberg as well.
Yeah,
Like, UK drill, I thought drill music from
Spielberg been rapping for years.
I feel like
too, as well.
Spielberg is like well versatile, very versatile.
But the thing is, Spielberg have a catalogue of music that could be played, but you can't play Spielberg alone either.
That's true.
So there's not enough hip hop and dancehall to play an entire hour. If you have enough hip hop and dancehall to play an hour, then it could make sense.
Could you balance it then, in terms of like balance the both songs?
You mean
like,
in terms of like the
if you could like I see DJ doing like kind of like merging them.
And mixing them together.
Yeah, merge and mix them.
Yeah, but then if we were the hour of strictly dance halls,
yeah,
like on a
Well,
Saturday
then-
morning,
yeah.
can do, if we can do an hour already, we can
Yeah,
do
because
hour.
speaking, if you go in a party, right? You go in a party, and there's basically a dancehall segment going on. You can want to hear multiple like soca songs and like.
Yo, I have problem with them
Yeah.
DJ was like, them DJ, you go a soca event. No, this
Same-
is piss
same
me
point
off,
of
bro.
view.
You go a soca event and you fucking pop smoke. I don't want to pop smoke when they soca event. Please don't do it. Do not do it.
But back to focusing on you, what would you think like one of your biggest struggles have been in the
Radio
radio personality, and being an artist as well? Because
My
as I
biggest
see,
struggle-
you're a man of many traits. A man of many traits.
My biggest struggle was not knowing when to listen. And I didn't know I was not listening until I realized
You're not listening.
I was not listening until I feel and somebody said, but remember I told you, and I was like, you told me that, boy, like it just go through the next side of the ears.
Yeah.
So one of my biggest struggles was not listening, and the more I started to listen is the more I started to learn and understand what I was doing.
Right.
And then I also struggle with balancing who me as an individual was
Right.
and Nova, so mean the personality.
Like what does it stand for?
Yeah. So like, I don't smoke, I don't drink, but I work with a marijuana company, and the most money I ever made was at a club selling alcohol. But I don't smoke and I
Boy,
don't
don't.
drink.
Alright.
So everybody was like,
They mean.
"Oh, smoke and no drink."
That's what we're doing here. We're doing here. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah, we're doing it.
And then I'm a trained mixologist through King. Everybody will know who King is. All the young people in the industry will know who King is. I'm a trained mixologist through King. And people say, so you know, to make alcohol and mix
But you
alcohol,
don't
but you
drink
don't.
alcohol.
Boy, don't.
I don't know how this something tastes, but I know measurements.
And also more important, like we know this topic, we still have it, but background. Like you never just decided to like what made you make that decision to like not drink, not smoke? It's like a health thing.
No, not a health thing. And it's not because of religion, because I'm not even sure if I believe in Christianity. And I must say that early. And again, if you all believe in Christianity, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
But I grew up in church.
Yeah.
I grew up, my mom used to beat me every Sunday.
Yeah, 90% of everybody.
My mom used to beat me to go to church until I reached an age where I started asking myself, I'm like, wait, why am I going to church?
Right.
But I was going to church because my mom was going to church. And my mom was going to church because my grandmother was going to church.
Right.
But I wasn't going to church to worship God.
You were going to church because
yeah,
your mother
church.
wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I used to clap my hands and
Yeah.
bow my heads and close my eye, but I only did that because my mom used to say bow my head so much time that when that happened, it just automatically.
Yeah.
But I didn't. When I started understanding myself, I started realizing, I'm not at church for church. I'm at church for my family.
Yeah, church for families because what they want and not generally what you want to do.
So I decided to step back from church. My mother almost spiraled out. But
Especially if your grandmother still around, your grandmother will reach out for that.
yeah, so I decided to step out of church
Chip.
and try to understand myself. And that's when I realized that if I want to understand myself more and keep the mentality that I have, I don't want to drink or smoke.
Yeah,
And-
I was have a clear mind.
Yeah, and people pay me for what I know and what I could do with my mind. People don't pay me to lift up blocks and pull a door
Right.
or shovel up some sand or do any kind of construction. People don't pay me for that. People pay me for what's in my mind.
So in a sense, saying that okay, your mind is what makes you money. So you don't want to
Yeah.
be
So I
clouded
don't
and
want.
corrupted in mind.
I don't want to smoke, so you could cloud my judgment. I don't want to drink, so you could cloud my judgment.
Okay.
Feel me? So that's why I decided I don't want to drink or smoke.
What I realized,
That's good.
what I've realized, because going back to the previous topic as well, we were talking about like your biggest struggle, and you also said your biggest struggle was that you weren't listening, and you realize that until you realize you weren't listening. Like I realized, like you're a very self-aware person,
Of course.
and self-aware is one of the key factors in growth. As long as you're self-aware, you will always be growing.
Yeah, you should not lie to yourself.
Exactly. 'cause
Like if you know you're not that type of person, then don't try convince yourself that you're that type of person. You feel me? If I know I can't do that, don't say, man, let me still do it. And then you fail, and then you wonder why you fail. When you know, truth to yourself, you
it's not like
couldn't
in a
have
strong
done
suit.
it. Yeah, you couldn't have done that. Let somebody else handle it. So I around 2018, I stopped lying to myself.
Right.
I was lying to myself, but I was ignorant and arrogant. I stop lying to myself. I start telling myself the truth. I'm like, yo, bro, you're not fit mentally for this.
Right.
Or you're not fit physically for this. Or you can't handle this at this moment. And then that's when I start learning everything that I needed to learn to handle what I said I couldn't have handled. Because I'm the type of guy I prefer learn how to do it so that I don't depend on you for a timing. Like, I don't want you to tell me, all right, we decide tomorrow, and then tomorrow you tell me, bro, you know.
Yeah, that's how I'm trying to with this man, yeah. No joke. No, this is why I forgot to edit the video myself, because if I depend on him, I'll go crazy. So I just end up, I just get up, go on YouTube, and watch honest
right.
so
So I had lack self-control. So when I depend on you now, and you ain't come through, I get angry.
Yeah.
Depend on you and you ain't come through, I will cuss with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not supposed to be feeling upset. When you have to mentally prepare to argue before you meet up with your brethren,
Right.
that's when you know something wrong. Before I link up with you, I say, all right, I know if you say this, I can say, what, you had this time to do such and such. You're planning to argue with somebody, even in a relationship. If you're planning to argue with somebody before you meet up with them, then mentally something wrong.
So if the best route of action would be at that point to like cut off that bad energy.
No, not cut off enough, but you need to be mentally strong enough where you could explain to them in a different way. Because sometimes we're not communicating properly.
So not finding mutual ground.
Yeah, we're not communicating properly. And I had to learn that later on in life to where I did not know how to communicate what I'm feeling or what I'm saying and what I'm understanding.
Okay.
I feel like that's the one of the major problem with people, like it's basically a pride thing, right? Yeah, like okay, deep inside you might know, okay, maybe I should try listening more. I should try, thinking about it from the positive side of you. But the kind of pride that's being most people, like they would actually like come out and say, I'm wrong about this. I should start listening more. If you feel a step away, you should tell me, and we could come to a mutual understanding.
But here's the problem, right? If I come to you and I say, boy, you're stupid, you're doing it wrong. I gone wrong there by saying you're stupid, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, the approach is the approach.
So even if you're trying to communicate to me and you're communicating with the wrong approach, we're not gonna reach anyway. So even though I know how to listen, you also have to know how to talk.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're also a manager. You just manage so many records. A lot of artists on it.
Yeah,
do you
16,
manage?
Well,
how do you help out?
I don't like to use the word manage because I see everybody as my brothers. You feel me? And my sisters. Shout out to Diamond and everybody else who are working with Fire Empress. The list of people I'm working with and people who I could say I work with, but I can't say which songs I help wrote or whatever.
Right.
But I just help out. I mean, I put most of the money towards mix and mastering with Hunter, photo shoots, cover art, any kind of design or whatever you see going on there. I put the majority of the money towards it.
Well, I from what I understand, some artists hard for good. So I just was going to ask you about how do you manage
dealing with them
dealing with them dealing different person like on a daily basis too.
Again, is once you work on your mental, once you work on your mind, you just have to understand.
Yeah, but if you work on the mental and then you might just say something stupid.
But like we say,
but if you're patient, then you shouldn't have an issue. And all that is mental. That is nothing else but mental.
Right.
Like 610, strong personality, a powerful personality. He does raise his voice a lot. If you're not strong mentally and he raises his voice at you while you're recording,
you might think,
you're like this, disrespecting me. But that's just him. And we have to learn to accept people for who they are. Not what they say they are, but who they show you they are.
Well, you thought I remember one of my panel, he's also an artist, so you could talk about him, but yeah, he's an artist.
OG Park Donor, when I see OG for the
most of artists have strong, I would say strong personality.
Yeah.
I think I've never seen a quiet.
I mean, they generally don't to or chill people, but that's their personality. Like if you just get to know them, they might rub you.
They'll come out.
Recording OG was one of the hardest things for me, boy.
For real?
Because OG is OG and OG want to do it what OG want to do. There's no telling OG no. And when I say no, not in a bad way. You could tell OG no, like if you say, oh, but OG want to say what he want to say. And that's what makes OG. And I didn't understand that is who OG Park is. So I had to learn, that is OG Park. If he say that there, that's where he want to go. If he laugh if he laugh for 2 seconds, that is where he wanted to go.
That's where he wanted to go, okay. So which one of the songs you worked on with OG?
OG and 610 have a song called Oh My God.
Yeah. They have song that reached not long come out.
Last year.
Yeah, just last year come out.
But 16 came out last year too, to be fair.
Yeah, and he got bad style too. You see, the Vinci Girls.
Vinci Girls my production as well too, and correct.
Yeah.
You was saying about it all, yeah.
Basra, which is Rashid, them shot the video.
Rashid shot the video. Big up to Basra.
Yeah,
Rashid,
that video.
Rashid and I. Yeah, in some ways too.
Sora is a producer.
Sora is the main producer there. Yeah. But I went to school with when I went to school the same year as Rashid and them.
And not all producers let's say like hand.
Yeah, not all producers are instrumentalist producers playing music.
So DJ Khaled is a producer.
Yeah, but he don't play music.
He don't, you know.
So he will tell you that song good, but he will.
He a keen ear for music.
And I had to learn all of that too when I got into the studio.
Okay.
Because I've been in the studio with Skinny, I've been in the studio with El Punk, I've been in the studio with Fire Empress. I recorded Fire Empress song. I did Fire Empress stage performance for the Calypso that she won. OG Park, Casper G, Icon.
So you've been there, you've been before.
Yeah,
like,
before.
Who you ain't work with yet?
Problem? Work with?
No, Problem and I speaking right now. We're talking about some records, but he in lock-in mode right now. So I kind of talked to him late. I wanted to work with Lavaman, but me and Lavaman have a record coming soon to he and say when they coming out to. But I want to work with Boise because I think Boise is one of the most talented songwriters in Grenada. But we have something probably coming soon to already send records to him.
Which young artists though?
Young artists here in Vinci.
Yeah.
I work with all of them, to be honest.
You work with all them?
I want to work with all of them. Oh, me and Kenny Montana don't work into. That's my brother too. Big up to Kenny. Big up to Jasper. Jasper really
talented. Jasper really talented.
Mentally too, he really strong too, and I kind of appreciate him for that.
I think Jasper like he has a really serious part. I mean, a lot of these artists play, not don't play anybody.
But I have records coming out with Jasper.
Jasper passion has first thing.
Yeah.
So he have an album coming out soon, and I think I have 2 songs on the album or something.
Who you seeing like, okay, what are them young crops are like talent? Who you seeing being on the next big stage like this? Because I would say we had this big three. My big three is Skinny, Problem, and Wet. Why I talk about international. Skinny, Problem, and Wetty is the big three.
Love Wetty too, boy.
Who you see like from this young generation who go, break into that like
mainstream type. Yeah.
What I was looking at, boy. Yo, I feel like I don't know. Some people are vexed because
this is Kenny.
Everybody expect me to say them because we're friends, but I'm total unbiased. I think Kenny is talented, but that wouldn't be the top of my list. Bro, don't fight me. Don't fight me.
No, it's all love. It's all love.
Who boy?
Just Boss.
Big up Sean. Me and Sean Beats work before they were Just Boss as well too. For me, Sean Beats, Double R, and
the
one who went in the UK.
Go.
But that's not them top of the list, man. I'm trying to think because it have people with good music, but not consistency.
Okay.
That is true.
So everybody will come up with a good music one time and then they follow up.
Yeah.
I think Sora. Sora.
Yeah.
Can be the next international star.
In terms of his work ethic and
Sora, except for the last Bouillon that come out there, with disregard, that's just having fun.
Right.
He found this song already. He know what his songs like. It was, and a lot of artists don't know what his song like.
You see, with Sora them now, and I go put you in the same category. Once you could produce and sing, you think you have advantage in this. You could say.
Yeah, because you could make exactly what's in your mind come to reality, but it's harder to make something in your mind come to reality from my perspective.
Okay, so it easier. You would say it's much easier for you to produce yourself than to produce like.
Yeah, I currently stopped singing on anybody else's production right now.
Yeah, because you know how you want to sing.
No, I'm doing all of my productions for all of my songs, which I have a water tune dropping soon, Hunter Mixer Mastering it to Bob.
Dropping this season,
this season, yeah. This year is the first time I decided to not give away all my songs.
Okay.
Just get away.
You normally write?
I just write. And get somebody
like Vinci Girls and Caribbean Girls with Scorpion. Yeah, that started with me producing and writing a song to that, and I called 16 like, bro, I think that before. Oh,
so the Vinci Girls with 16.
So I I started the beat and I'm like, yo, this beat tough, you know. But then I say, yo, 610 only wanted to do power because he tall, he big.
He had the voice rate. He had the voice rate as
He
well.
only wanted to do power. But I said, bro, I feel like you could do something on this.
He did it. I ain't gonna lie.
So I said,
Look at the boy is powerful.
so I said, bro, instead of me singing a song on this, let's work on something for you.
He did it.
And same day I sent it to him, he was like, bro, this is it. This is it. And I'm like, I bet. But I did that with Virgil as well, Hunter. But everybody in the name, everybody industrial in Vince could call except for like Beckett. I still want to work with Beckett. But those are people who I admire. Beckett, Winston, so. Me who have a girl.
You grew up admiring. That's people
but I grew up listening to them too as well.
Yeah, like
my uncle, that's my uncles who put me onto like the Vince Calypso from at a young age.
Generational music, no man. So the music
Randy Small, I definitely still like him and I sit down and talk about record before. But what happened? I think I went back to Trinidad, so I didn't think I did the record with him. But he told me to send the instruments on and everything, so we could do a collaboration.
Okay, so speaking on Randy Small, how do you feel about his appointment, being the new CEO of
I'm happy for my brother.
I feel the same way. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't have no hate or no bad vibe towards whoever progressing. But Randy, I think Randy deserves.
I think Randy gets carnival, and he get we to like the young generation as well. Yeah,
and before I was ignorant before. I used to assume that the people who are in CDC at the top, they didn't know musical background like they should. And I think we needed somebody like Randy Smalls. But then I come to realize Ashford, who was the previous CEO, he was a Calypsonian. And he had a big Calypsonian song back then too.
So you feel like he should have known exactly like what the people wanted.
But no, because it's a different generational gap on a different time, man. Randy will know what we want and what the people from before want still. Yeah,
because I was looking at the interview. They recently did an interview on Good Times FM.
Good Times FM, yeah.
I ain't watched the full thing as yet.
Super K working on that station too.
Yes.
Super
so
K.
Randy was basically speaking about not losing what Vincy Mars is. And putting emphasis like on the culture background and what's not, which is good in terms of like Pan. When Rodney is the president for that as well, and he was speaking. Me never watched the whole thing, but that is good that. And they went New York, they went different places to try and make connections, networking, and which is good to see. I may see the first the CEO before that.
And Rodney helped everybody, you know, like. You could reach out to Randy right now and Randy would help you, I guarantee.
I know like Randy is one of the first 100 or 150 people to follow.
That is we said what? Randy when the first one. We ain't follow Randy. Randy ain't follow me.
He support all talent. It don't have to be local, but he just support all talent. If it could be minor, it could be large, he support all talent. And that is one thing I always commend him on. Randy Smalls always support. Whether it's big or little, he always support.
Right.
You feel me? And brings me to when I was doing the school tour. Big up to Ashford, the old CEO as well too. I did the school tour where I was hosting. So I was hosting the school tour in 2018, I think, as well too.
Right.
Where we bring dynamite to all the schools. I think there's still videos somewhere with me.
Yeah, I have seen a video.
So we bring dynamite. We brought Nicky Perry, brought Fireman, Hans John. Big up to Hans John as well too. Him I want to work with on some rubber.
He's another one I think should be the up there with Skinny them too. I just don't know why, for some reason. I don't know why people.
I think that Wetty Beats production from last year. I think that was the song.
That should have put him on.
Yeah. Which one? Would that be?
The Spectacular.
Oh, Spectacular, yeah.
Spectacular.
No, yo.
So it comes down to like marketing too.
In our right, Spectacular is a top song. Like it's well known by the locals, obviously. But I feel like if you're right, it should have been like on a bigger platform internationally, regionally as well, because this kind of message behind of it, the powerful vocals behind of it, the rhythm and everything well mixed, and he going.
Plus, it's a woman tune.
Yeah.
But sometimes, man, is not the right time.
That's true.
And if you ask any soca artist of songs who recorded 2 years ago, that they not releasing.
That is true because sometimes.
One of my top list, I don't remember too. El Punk.
El Punk.
El Punk is.
El Punk.
L Punk is a great vocalist. I have a song coming out with him this year.
He
as well,
12 rhythm.
so he's a great vocalist, a great writer.
Yeah.
But also he reached that level with the with the Captain John rhythm, the Morning After rhythm. Too.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. His song. No, all the songs are great.
All
the songs are great. All the songs are great. But yeah, he stood out for me.
Yeah. L Punk did it, and then he came with Fet After Fet as well, and he went Trinidad with Fet After Fet, and then Oh Gosh with Wetty again. He mashed that up, and I think number 3 would be Mason.
Yeah, boy Tail, no, I don't know why they mean trying to take Mason.
Yeah, Mason, like.
I don't understand.
He's talented.
I did Mason album release party for Levitate.
Bad album. I still have my phone now. Bad album, I tell you.
Mason is one of the most producer, songwriter.
The one where he and the two standouts like features them. He and Nishwa. And one with Gio.
Yeah, when I'm on like some moonlight, I don't care what the
boy, that's like bad, I tell you.
Yo, but I think Mason need to be a more people person so that he could carry himself more further. He have good music.
You need to like the media more. That we see.
Not really media, but just networking as in
networking.
Connect to the right people where you could get pushed further. But Mason songs has been international.
Yeah, cause what Quick Some Milk? How do you have Quick Some Milk in the certain places?
Mason produces quality.
Yeah, and he does everything himself.
The young boy. With the song Kenny.
Oh yeah,
the young boy. And the what?
And Honey Asleep. Yeah, and which is crazy that Honey Asleep came out a year before it became popular.
The thing is, you see some of these songs, like, you might just start to hear them having a buzz right now, and you can say, okay, this new song is so nice. You go in, you add it to your collection, you add it to your mix, whatever. So you go in for such a song that you see like 8 months ago. Cause when Honey Asleep, when Kenny got booked for performances for that. And I really check it out. This song was from the season before. But this song never really got the feel.
Yeah, and that's what I tell you, according to the right time. So sometimes you get a good song, but this year shouldn't be the year.
What about promoting songs though? I don't feel we just do enough in terms of like promoting our songs.
I think if you have a good song, it'll promote itself.
That is true.
Dynamite Brave didn't have a lot of promotion. It was just a good song.
Well, we have access to these platforms like TikToks.
But Brave was before TikTok.
Yeah,
that too. But now we have TikTok, we have the Instagram.
And then In the Water, you didn't have to promote In the Water again too. In the Water was In the Water.
Yeah. Well, that too.
And that carried them on Paris and all them places.
Yeah, I been doing a skit for I don't know if people remember this. Carbon Jams.
Big up Carbon. I'm brother too.
Bread and butter. I been doing a video for that. When I reach home, I go post it on the page, and everybody go see it once. But I been doing a video for that.
Right.
And I been reach Jamaica. I think we Jamaica radio station Sparky.
Yeah, Carbon went to Jamaica as well. On Bread and Butter song as well.
Yeah, she had posted that and whatnot. And what I just for saying like the power TikTok and so on.
The influence big.
Yeah, but once it's on good.
One way like realize that a lot of music that's going like get on a bigger platform, get more notice. Like it's like an example, take Juke.
Which is playing this year.
Like videos of people like reacting to the song and just carry on to the song. Like them just make the song catch on like a higher platform.
Of course, so take it further.
So take Juke right there in 2 carnival seasons, basically last year
and this year. But it wasn't really in last year.
Yeah, it wasn't really in last year because nobody even really. They were playing the slow, Psycho more, and that where the big problem came from. Everybody was saying, how did you them never notice this song? How the radio wasn't never noticed?
Right time.
Yeah.
So sometime, bro, we have songs we release. Like let me tell you, Poser had hits upon hits, but songs get popular years after.
Right.
Pick up a screen in the backseat, jobless in the area, wash your foot. Wash your thing, girl. Where he talking about dirty fingernails and all them things there. Them songs that came out and people were like,
really feeling them now.
And then 2 years, boy, you ain't a pose on it or something.
So it's just time, like time.
Yeah, it's just time. And music don't spoil and music don't expire.
That is true.
Music is timeless.
But the pace at which music is being released. Is something you just like for this song then to the fullest.
No, that's just not your choice.
Well, then again, it's your choice.
Yeah, music fans just listen to music. Like even me, I'm like, would I listen to my song all day? I just ask myself, like, would I listen to my own music all day? And I probably go listen to my music all day if it's something new that I like. And I say, all right, let me bump this, oh, I like this is a vibe, listen to it all day. But I never actually listen all of my music
All day.
But then somebody would text me like, yo, bro,
It's bad.
I still bumping this style here from since last year, you know, and I'm like, so that's why I realized music fans would your actual fans.
So you think that this year, couple artists, Voltage say he has like 10 songs released, or would you say he has 9?
Yeah,
Do you,
too much music to me. To be honest.
yeah. G-Pad on them one still really.
Shout out to Space Boy Fly, my cousin, teaching how to produce as well too. He did J-Pad song too.
Yeah.
Space Boy, you should come through too. All they coming through.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah, but it just come true. You think flooding the market is the right strategy and the right approach right now?
Say what I learned from watching Icon and Icon, Fireman, Madzart, Bomani. When you watch them man and how them man work, sometimes they want power to hit and they hit your drum because they have 3 other songs running and they start clashing with each other.
Right.
And then when the DJ have to choose which song and play on the top of the hour, and DJ say, all right, well, this one again, because you can't play 3 songs.
Why it won't work for soca as opposed to like say like dance or no? Because that was Skilly Bang strategy based country when he boss on it. Skilly Bang, okay, you get one hit song, you just flood the market. Then you see drop a 40 ad project with a whole bag of tune and people just pick out which tune.
I think it apply different than dancehall and soca because, especially in some ways, we treat soca with a time stamp.
That is true.
I feel like a more noticeable example, especially in soca, would be Problem Child, especially Problem Child. Last soca season.
But he don't pull 10 records.
No, not 10. Obviously not 10, but Problem Child had like
5.
4,
Say
5.
5. And all them in good.
All of them was getting played.
Yeah, all them
Every single one was
but
getting played.
You can't come Skinny. You can't come Problem Child.
Yeah, you can't. I feel that was what I was asking.
Them man on loan. All right, we can't put. But they reach to a level where it's needed.
They can.
Right.
It's needed now.
Yeah.
Yo, we need to hear more Problem
That was
Child.
going to be my question to if you feel like if you have to be like on a kind of platform, if you have to
Yeah, for a certain level. A certain level where you could pull multiple songs.
Right.
But for like Voltage, bigger Voltage really talented.
Yeah, 3 songs so far.
Very talented.
I wouldn't do 10 songs, and I would also release soca music throughout the entire year. You see me?
You wouldn't release it throughout the...
I would release it out the entire year.
Oh.
Because the problem is, while Trinidad artists just building records and putting out records all year, we producing 10 songs for 2 months.
2 months and then disappear.
And then we wait until next year to do 10 songs for 2 months. But then we forgetting Grenada have a carnival. Even Jamaica have a carnival. So I do 10 records for this season, but here what? I doing 3, and then I drop in the rest with music videos throughout the year.
And is it do that, okay, trying different styles as well, because with Skinny now, Skinny go do songs for the ground, Seven Soup. Yeah, and then he go do songs for different carnivals as well. And he will tap into Boyan.
Of course.
Tap into the jam.
Like Van Man.
Van Man is a Vinci song. It's a Vinci song.
And I'll be honest with you, Van Man, I want to go to Trinidad and walk and say,
play Van Man.
Oh, hey, Van Man.
It's for Vinci Van culture.
Yeah, so
you go hear the one with him and Nyla, Black Man.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Forever.
Yeah. So he's smart. He would do songs for Vinci. So he's in Vinci Mass, and then he would just do songs in general for the entire world.
And
Vinci artists would
he said that is what kept him. He said he couldn't believe people figured out why he's still relevant to this day, because
I think Skinny is still at the top.
Yeah, because he taps into different carnival. So if Miami has a carnival, he gonna go over Miami and link with whoever big with Miami or whoever emerging.
We can't afford that.
No, we can't. That is true. We can't afford that.
General people on the floor, on the ground, can't afford that.
But you could have something. Just take for us, send a message and try now. The whole thing with ego.
I took 610 to Trinidad last year, August. I said, bro, let's go to Trinidad. Let's just walk. we never go for anything specifically.
Yeah, that's what.
We just go Trinidad to a studio. We spend a week in Trinidad, studio. We ain't going to meet anybody specifically. We're not going to find anybody specifically. I will just go Trinidad and work in the studio. You feel me? And we foot the cost, big up my brother 610, we foot the cost and we just go Trinidad just to work. I mean, we still make a big network, talk to a lot of people. People give us advice. We have instrumentals for Kess and all them. They send for instrumental for Kess and all them stuff then.
They benefited from the trip as well.
Yeah, benefit from the trip, but it wasn't cheap. And I think everybody in general on the ground can just tap into any market.
And do that, yeah.
I think producers have bigger chance at tapping into other markets. You feel me? Like producers have a bigger chance at tapping into other market because they could say, alright, let me mix a Vincy beat with the Jab beat.
And send it out.
Send it to Grenada. That's a hunter do that.
Yeah, because I could put another producer friend, Pneumonia.
Yeah, big up to Pneumonia.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he produced for Eddie G. He was on Swanee. Not this album made. I think the one before. So I agree with you. The producer them how much wider reach.
More markets than the artist, because while the artist have to build a fan base, the producer do have to build a fan base.
Now you just build beats.
Producers make a good beat, and an artist like it.
And artists as well new beats and new instrumental.
Like me, I did I have some records in Grenada as well too, with Tonic, Blazer, somebody else, can't remember. Don't be mad at me if I can't remember who. But I have a rhythm that I put out in Vincy, and after I put it out in Vincy, it get big in Grenada because it says sound like a Grenada job beat.
Yeah, job beat.
So artists from Grenada asked to jump on it. And that's how we end up now producing the same rhythm I put out this year, which is I have Virgil, myself, with Wicked Wine. I don't know if y'all hear that song.
No, me here, I saw it, but me
So
it.
myself, Wicked Wine, Virgil, 610, Potty, and Precision.
People 610 song be on the rhythm, yeah?
Feel a Vibe.
Okay, I don't listen to that. I'll listen to that one.
Yeah,
I don't listen to that one.
And so when they heard that rhythm, they say, yeah, this rhythm mad, and that's how we do it in Grenada. So I think producers get to break in way easier to any market than artists.
Okay, what my last question, my final question. What is our song in our style? Everybody has their style, but I don't feel Vincy has style.
I was so, but I ain't sure neither. We kind of have a song. We kind of have a song, and I feel like that's it does create the song sometimes in the terms of that Wajang.
Wajang.
I think that's just create the song. I think
Mason. A unique style to Vincy, which is Wajang. It's not style that everyone follows, but it's something like.
So I think that's he have this song with them type of beats because it don't sound like Job, it don't sound like Bouillon.
Yeah.
I think Mason have the raga soca kind of song too. But I also think people like according to the producer too, because the producer have a big part to play in how our song sounds.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I think Power J does do Vincy Power Soca from the time of Skinny Hurricane and Red Button and all them kind of thing. I think that's our for Power Soca, that's our song. And I still think we move far away from Beckett and Winston's also and Parry Jack and Friction, who was doing productions back then.
Is it moving in the right direction?
No, I think we start imitate too much now. Yeah, we start to imitate Jab and imitate Bouillon and Benry. We start imitating all of them more than we.
That's true. Right, I can see it.
Well, you're not the only one who has been seeing that. Other people came on as also said, okay, Vincent and artists might be focusing more on Bouillon these days.
Because we trying to do whatever's popular.
Yeah, that's true. But you play the instruments?
Yeah, I taught myself keyboard.
Taught yourself keyboard?
Let me try to do that.
How much? What is the biggest, song that you produce that came from the keyboard samples?
No keyboard samples.
No keyboard samples.
Everything is MIDI through FL Studio and Cubase.
And what is your creating process like?
Boy, I don't think I have a specific process, but music, like the song that the water song that I'm releasing.
Yeah.
I did that production in the car.
Okay.
As in I'm there sit down.
it's most times it's like you're writing the songs before you create the instrumental, or you get the instrumental first and the song.
So sometimes I would come up with one line, and then I would
base it off of that.
Just play the instrumental around that one line and just keep repeating that one line and make the beat. Or sometimes I start a chord, and by the time I start the chord, I get the lyrics to the chord. But every production that I've made, even if I import a song, I've written a song on it.
Oh, okay.
Like, what has been your best feel-good moment in terms like a moment, and I could say like, yeah, like, you know,
this is working for me.
This is why I'm doing. This is why working for me. Like,
this
you know,
this is working for me.
What's been like the biggest feel-good moment?
Seeing my brothers perform together. When we did the Boom Simas, all of us performed on stage, and I introduced them and I brought them up, and that was like the
highlight.
Yeah.
Something like you're proud of.
Yeah, it's not a big crowd, 300 people or whatever.
300 or what?
Nah,
That's not NXT, but
yeah,
no, that's still, but 300 people inside is a lot.
Yeah, 300.
Of course.
Think about like, okay, going outside and watching down and seeing 300 people below there.
But it, like, that was but to say I have the eureka moment where I'm saying, because I think I still want to be on stage in front of the crowd.
Right.
For me, and that's why I decided I want to put 4 songs out this year, specifically tailored for me to do carnival and soca music. But I don't think I have the eureka moment, but the feel good moment was performing with all of them and knowing I produced everyone the song that they sang on that stage.
So, because why you saying like you're already established on a level with producing, so you're trying to get to that same level or higher with being an artist as well?
Yeah, with the artistry, because I feel like I'm missing that in my soul, because I start out singing and I step back and start doing productions and writing for other artists. Right. So now I'm saying like, I feel like that's the only thing missing for me to feel complete. I need to just stand on stage with a crowd and just hear them sing my song, and then I could do whatever I want after that.
I know I've been saying that being the last question, but why is managed to do everything? Like you do business, your artist,
music,
business,
radio, clothing design,
producing,
networking.
You know, you feel like at some point you have to just say, okay, I can do this one, like just stick to this one.
My mom always told me not to be a jack of all trades and a master at none. But a jack of all trades put you in certain rooms that being a producer would have never put you in. Like if I was just a producer alone, I might not get to meet certain business people. If I was an artist alone, I might not get to meet certain artists.
Okay.
So you have to wear many caps until you get where you want to go, and then you could say, let me focus on that first. But you need to build your brand, build awareness. You need to build understanding of who you are. Because if people don't know who you are, and I ain't talking about your name, like you have a logo, you personally have a logo, I ain't talking about for the just survive.
No.
Your logo.
Yeah, well then you don't fail. Yeah. Or you don't gone wrong, or you ain't reached there yet. Let me say fail.
It's like making yourself a business.
Yeah, so if you need to get in certain rooms, your name should be a brand.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? So that's why I could say Nova Sumin is a brand without the music, without the lyrics, without the business. I could still say Nova Sumin is still important.
Because all are just like, subtitles under the music.
Yeah. When somebody call you and say, yo, just show up here for me now. We just want you show up there. That's when you know.
You made a name for yourself.
You made a name for yourself. You ain't have to go there and sing. You ain't have to produce. You ain't have to talk on stage. Just show up there. We need you to show up in this area. Okay. That's when you know you build a brand. If nobody can call you and tell you, just show up there so the kids could know you're there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Business wise, right now you're working with Somos. How you got into that?
Music and radio.
Music and radio got into that?
Everything that's connected to me right now is because of music and radio. I was doing interviews for the Invest SVG, Everything Vinci Expo.
I was there.
That was last year.
Year before last year.
Year before last year. And the tarmac.
They had this show. Which one of it? Don't quote me.
From Boom had a show. Everything local.
And you had one with the reggae artists them too. Who
we had You're talking about the Cannabis.
I've been naturally. That should have been bad. The Solution artist.
That's the one they had in answer.
I don't know why I can remember. He had a song named High Grade. Boy, he was the highlight for that night. Being like, they got me Solution fan. Cause I met him. Cause I work at the airport. So I met him out at the airport. I didn't know he was an artist and what's not. I met Marlon Asher. But for see the man in person, I couldn't even recognize them. So then when I met the St. Lucia guy, talk and what's not. But then on the night of the show now, when I see out there singing, I never knew he was an artist.
Yeah,
And then the man start ball out and say, high grade. Boy.
I know this song, he'll be like, oh shit, like, it's this song. Yo, same thing, I sit down next to Eric Donaldson and I hail him, I say, blessings. I sit down next to him. And I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Eric Donaldson. I said, wait, this Eric Donaldson, I just hail him and sit down and not realizing it. But yeah, them guys real.
That was a nice show. I want him for like, I mean, if I get another one.
But yeah, we have another one coming up soon actually.
Okay.
Another one coming up
Yeah,
soon. It might be earlier, around earlier than November, probably October.
Okay, I out for that one. I outside for that one.
Yeah, so that's how I actually end up.
So it's like when the opportunity came to you, like something you thought about for a while, you just immediately.
No, I trained myself to see all opportunities and like seem like I was spotting talent early, 6'10", Putty, all them, like I spot the talent early. I trained myself to spot opportunities early and try to capitalize on it like immediately.
Okay.
Like I saw this just a vibe thing.
Yeah, you've been one
I'm like,
from message.
I say yo, this thing bad.
Yeah, you actually forced. I was for message.
Yeah, I say yo, this thing bad. It ain't big yet. But I say yo, this is bad. Yeah, like it feels authentic. So like stuff like that, I see it early and I tell people, yo, this can be something.
That's kind of the idea behind it, you know. Cause we ain't just focusing on artists, we ain't just focusing on like entrepreneurs. We focusing on like it's a wide variety. Sports person, it could be a personality.
You plan to start go on the road.
Entertainer. It doesn't really matter. Like you come through, you just as you say. What was the word you just used just
it's
now?
Authentic.
Yeah, authentic. You just come, you be yourself, we sit down, we have a talk.
Kevisha.
Yeah, because when I had the idea, I just watch a lot of podcasts. So I watching Jamaica, I see Jamaica, Trinidad, everybody doing it. So yo, why Simmons doing how?
Like not like this.
Like not near showcasing their own talent and what's not.
And to be honest, y'all is the first person to interview me.
What?
Like y'all is the first person to interview me.
Yeah, I feel like that's a blessing.
Because I usually be the one interviewing everybody because of the radio and all that. And y'all is the first person to actually interview me. I mean, I had interviews in Barbados before, but on a business standpoint.
Okay.
But Nova, in general, is the actual official person for all these years because I usually go on the radio station and say in the background.
You came today and you've been telling us a lot of facts with dates and everything. So this is a fact that we could use right now.
Yeah, is the first person.
So then I picture two friends. We had friends since college. Picture and say, well, he depend wherever I did picture he just ask say, yeah, let me do it. So then after link up with the business owner for buyers, Ray, me and a friend here, and then we just start and we just say, boy, consistency. And what's not.
I like where y'all choose as well. I want to change. I would add some proper chairs and stuff.
We're looking into that.
And some lighting, but I want to change the environment. And I'm sure y'all get some sponsors soon too.
Yeah, for sure. Because
sponsors are out there.
So shout out Buyers Boutique.
So sponsors.
Yeah, I show y'all. There's one thing y'all be careful about though is like you see having these brands make it more brandless and then let the brands put their brands in. Feel me, guys? You can't be in here with a juicy bottle or a sunset bottle. Yeah. Be brandless.
My Jewish friend, you try to teach us the business as well.
So be brandless so that the brands could invite themselves onto it. You feel me? And then don't afraid for go where nobody else wanna go. Like everything Vinci Expo. Y'all should sign up and
do something there.
Have a booth and do interviews there. Stuff like that. Like don't be afraid to go where everybody else saying wanna go. That's the only way you could actually build your brand and build the business. And y'all could get sponsors in the next 4 months if y'all do it right.
Well, we just put in any work
and just don't stop
doing what we're doing, we're supposed to do. Put myself in the right positions so that we can get opportunities to, keep on going forward.
I commend y'all for starting. You see,
it's not for we. It's for
the start. That is it, bro.
It's for people in this country
who
need the highlight. And who deserve the highlight as well too.
Right, but we also have a lot of new concepts coming. We have a lot of new things we can start working on to produce more content for the people. So yeah, look out for that.
And make sure y'all buy, support something, buy a hat, buy a shirt, buy a shoes or something. Make sure you come to and do that for sure, man, for sure.
Shout out Nova Samian.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks for passing through, bro.
The producer, the entrepreneur,
the artist,
the man who wear many caps.
Yeah. The man with many caps.
Of course. Thanks for letting me come to you as well, man.
Yeah, bro.
Till next time, by us. Wow.